Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to continue our back to basic series जिसमें कि we are completing the economy of NCERT from class 9th to 12th. 9th से 12th तक की NCERT economy we are going to finish in this series, and already first chapter and the second chapter, the video of that has already been uploaded on the channel. Today we are going to start our third chapter, that is planning in the Indian economy. First of all, we will see about planning, then we will see about the planning commission, and at the end of the chapter a very well curated and some of the most important question that has been asked in the examination, और जो important है एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू के लिए, अराउंड 35-40 क्वेश्चंस हम एमसीक्यू प्रैक्टिस करेंगे. तो इस वीडियो को आप पूरा देखना. चैनल पे अगर आप नए आए हो तो डू सब्सक्राइब द चैनल. वीडियो अगर अच्छी लगी तो लाइक ज़रूर करना. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विथ आवर टुडेज चैप्टर. Now, what is economic planning? Now, the economic planning is the formulation of a policy measures and action designed to achieve predetermined economic objective efficiently by optimally using a country's existing resources. Now, we can divide this definition into three parts. सबसे पहला पार्ट तो है the formulation of policy measures and actions. What does it means? It means the पॉलिसी मेकिंग. किसी भी एक ऑब्जेक्टिव को कंप्लीट करने के लिए, एक ऑब्जेक्टिव को अटेन करने के लिए, व्हेन वी मेक अ पॉलिसी, दिस इज नोन एज अ फॉर्मुलेशन ऑफ पॉलिसी एंड एक्शन. नाउ, अब बिकॉज द पॉलिसी इज बीइंग फॉर्मुलेटेड, तो पॉलिसी फॉर्मुलेट किस चीज़ के लिए होगी? आप अगर कोई भी वर्क कर रहे हो तो उसके पीछे कोई तो गोल होगा आपका, तभी तो आप वर्क कर रहे हो. जस्ट लाइक दैट, पॉलिसी मेकिंग की अगर मैं बात करूं तो ऑब्वियसली कोई गोल होगा पॉलिसी मेकिंग के लिए. सो द गोल हेयर इज टू अचीव द प्री डिटरमिन्ड इकोनॉमिक ऑब्जेक्टिव. यहाँ से हमें पता चल गया द पॉलिसी मेकिंग इज देयर टू अचीव द प्री डिटरमिन्ड गोल. ठीक है, अब गोल को अचीव कैसे करना है? ऑप्टिमली, ठीक है, इन द बेस्ट एफिशिएंट मैनर. बेस्ट एफिशिएंट मैनर में किसी गोल को करना है हमें अचीव. हाउ इज दैट सो? मान लेते हैं एक जगह से दूसरे जगह, व्हेन वी वांट टू गो टू फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस, one way to go is by the railways, which is absolutely an optimal and an efficient way to go economically. because हम economics पढ़ रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे economics के terms में ही बात करेंगे. and the other way, the other one is to go by the airways. so optimally यहाँ पे कैसे हम जा सकते हैं? रेलवे से जा सकते हैं, because it is cost effective. so the formulation of policy to achieve the predetermined objectives using an optimal resources, जो भी existing resources हैं उसको optimally use करके the plans that are achieved, this is known as the economic planning. ठीक है, now this is the economic planning. अब if we talk about India, so there must be a body, which will do this planning. So yes, there was a body which was named as the Planning Commission. Now this Planning Commission was formed in the year 1950. Now its aim was to determine the economic objective, formulate the policies and actions to achieve the goal of economic planning in India. ठीक है, Planning Commission is defined as the utilization of a country's resources for developmental activities in accordance with the national priorities. This was the Planning Commission. ठीक है, in detail also we will study about this Planning Commission. Now, if you want the PDF of this, you can see the pinned comment section. The PDF is paid, but यहाँ पे 160 pages के अराउंड की, 170 pages के अराउंड की PDF है, and it will help you to revise. The PDF is available at the minimal cost, so you can download the PDF from the link that is given in the pinned comment section. Now, talking about our India, under the Indian Constitution, this economic planning is a part of the concurrent list. Now, अगर आपने polity पढ़ा होगा, then you will get to know there are total 12 schedules in our Constitution. ठीक है, 12 schedule में the 7th schedule is related to the separation of power. ठीक है, अब सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर कैसे है इन द इंडियन यूनियन? देयर आर बेसिकली 3 टाइप्स ऑफ लिस्ट. First one is the union list, second one is the state list, and the third one is the concurrent list. ठीक है. Now in the union list, what happens is all the laws, all the subjects that are mentioned in the union list, so the central government only can make the laws on the subject that are mentioned in the union list. Similarly, only the state government can make laws on the matters that are mentioned in the state list. Now concurrent list में क्या होता है, both union as well as the state government can make the law on the subjects mentioned under this concurrent list. So यहाँ से हमें पता चल गया कि economic planning, it is a part of concurrent list. It means both the union as well as the state government can plan the economic development. Clear हो गया. Now अब यहाँ पे in the definition वाला part we see that economic planning is done to achieve some of the predetermined economic objectives. So obviously there will be some of the economic objectives जिसके लिए planning commission was established and many of this economic planning was done. So yes, let us now study the objectives of planning in India and I hope कि आपको ये चीज़ chronologically बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आ रही होगी. ठीक है. Now what was the objectives of the planning in India? First one is to increase the national income. Increase the national income because as the national income will rise, the per capita income will rise, the GDP will rise. Ultimate goal क्या था? Economic development का. ठीक है. Economic development was the main goal. So this is what is meant by here national income. Economic growth, economic participation को increase करना so that national income increase हो. And I already told you national income के साथ there should also be increase in the per capita income. ठीक है. Next point is to improve the agricultural productivity. अब agricultural productivity increase करने का target इंडिया में क्यों था? This you can well understand because around 71% of the Indian population is agricultural centric. ठीक है. 71% of the population is agricultural centric and 71% population is indulged in agriculture. So अगर हम agriculture को focus करके and planned way में आगे लेके जा सकते हैं, so यहाँ से we can also increase the income of the people. Also grains का production भी बढ़ेगा. Now grains का production बढ़ेगा तो ultimately हमारा agricultural surplus होगा. We will achieve the agricultural surplus. Now ये जो agricultural surplus होगा, this will help us to achieve the self reliance. Now अगर मैं इसको current affairs से link करूं तो अभी the what is the Modi government is doing is they are focusing on the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Especially after Trump has imposed tariffs, आत्मनिर्भर भारत पे फोकस किया गया है. आत्मनिर्भर का मतलब ही होता है सेल्फ रिलायंस. ठीक है. एंड दैट इज वाई एग्रीकल्चरल इनकम को डबल करने का भी टारगेट गवर्नमेंट ने दिया है. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. जो मैं स्टैटिक को करंट से लिंक करके आपको बता रहा हूँ, आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग द एसेंस ऑफ दिस इकोनॉमी. ठीक है. सो improving the agricultural production will lead to self-sufficiency in food grain production. Clear हो गया. Industrial requirement and export demand. Obviously as the self-sufficiency is increased and agricultural product हमारा surplus में है and local demands जो है grains की these are met. So obviously जो surplus food grain बचेगा उसको तो हम export ही करेंगे ना. इंडस्ट्रीज को देंगे, एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे अदर कंट्रीज को. सो दिस ऑल्सो फॉल्स अंडर दिस एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्शन. प्रमोटिंग इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन स्पेशली इन बेसिक एंड हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज. नाउ दीज बेसिक एंड हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज, these are those types of industry that require heavy capital expenditure. Now what is this capital expenditure? Now establishment of factories, establishment of the manufacturing plants, establishment of the chemical factories. These are the heavy industries. और क्या है? आयरन फैक्ट्रीज हो गई, आयरन प्रोडक्शन, स्टील प्रोडक्शन. ऑल ऑफ दीज फैक्ट्रीज आर हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज एंड इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन को प्रमोट करना एंड बेसिक एंड हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज पे फोकस करना, दिस वाज आल्सो एन ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द इंडियन प्लानिंग. Now create more employment and opportunities, because as the employment will rise, the per capita income will rise, economic growth will be there. So ये जो vicious cycle है यहाँ पे, this continues to grow. सारा कुछ ही यहाँ पे link है. Next is reduce income and wealth inequalities. Now, as you have seen in the World Bank report last year आई होगी यहाँ पे, this is the inequality index. Inequality index की report आई थी जिसमें it was given that the rich section in India is getting richer and the poor section is getting poorer. मतलब rich लोगों की income is continuously increasing. On the other hand, the income of the poor people in the country is continuously decreasing. So there is a divide. So this divide is only known as the wealth inequalities. अगर all of the people in the countries are taken and rich और poor के बीच में wealth का gap कम है, the wealth gap is less between the rich and poor, then the economy is said to be working very efficiently in the matter of per capita income. So it is very much important to reduce this wealth inequalities and reduce the income inequalities. Okay. Now, attainment of these reduced income and wealth inequalities will mean that the per capita income of the country is high. It will also mean the standard of living of people is good. Now standard of living, if we talk about the standard of living right now, तो richer people का standard of living बहुत अच्छा है because they are earning more, but poorer people are getting poor. That is why they are even not able to get the basic minimum necessities. Okay, so that is why it is important to deal with this wealth inequalities. Now there is an index also which is known as Gini coefficient. Gini coefficient, ठीक है. गिनी कोफिशिएंट का मतलब ही होता है दिस इज यूज्ड टू मेजर द इनकम इनइक्वालिटीज इन एन इकोनॉमी. ठीक है, तो गिनी कोफिशिएंट का भी आप नाम ध्यान में रखना. नेक्स्ट इज फॉस्टर सेल्फ रिलायंस एंड इरेडिकेट पॉवर्टी, समझ गए होगे आप. एंड अचीव सस्टेन्ड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. सस्टेन्ड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ का क्या मतलब है? सस्टेन्ड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ मीन्स द ग्रोथ इज कॉन्स्टेंट. ठीक है, एंड इट इज इंक्रीजिंग डे बाय डे, ईयर बाय ईयर, डिकेड बाय डिकेड. ऐसा नहीं कि 5 years ग्रोथ बहुत ज़्यादा थी एंड नेक्स्ट 5 years ग्रोथ बिल्कुल ही लो हो गई. सस्टेन्ड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ मीन्स द इकोनॉमी इज वर्किंग वेरी एफिशिएंटली and the economy is not prone to the outer damages in the sense as we have seen. अभी recent का अगर मैं एग्जांपल से आपको समझाऊं इसको, रिसेंटली ट्रम्प ने इम्पोज किया था 50% टैरिफ. टोटल 50% टैरिफ था, 20% वेयर द प्राइमरी टैरिफ एंड 25% वेयर द सेकेंडरी टैरिफ. नाउ इस 50% टैरिफ का बहुत एडवर्स इफेक्ट पड़ सकता था इंडियन इकोनॉमी पे. हालांकि सम ऑफ द सेक्टर्स में ये इफेक्ट दिखने को मिल रहा है, अब इट इज स्टार्टिंग टू शो इट्स इफेक्ट, बट इन द मेजोरिटी बेसिस द इकोनॉमी ऑफ इंडिया हाईली इज अ सस्टेन्ड इकोनॉमी एंड इंडियन इकोनॉमी ने ये शॉक जो था वो काफ़ी अच्छे से एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया है अभी तक. सो दिस मीन्स दैट द इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज सस्टेन्ड, इट इज़ नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन द आउटर फैक्टर्स जस्ट लाइक दैट कि ट्रंप ने टैरिफ लगा दिया या ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक डिप्रेशन है. इन चीज़ों से बहुत ज़्यादा लोकल इकोनॉमी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. द इकोनॉमी इज केपेबल टू सस्टेन ऑन इट्स ओन. दिस इज व्हाट इज मेंट बाय दिस सस्टेन्ड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ. ठीक है, एंड बिकॉज आज के पहले, मतलब आज नहीं, अराउंड मतलब अभी से 10-15 साल पहले द ग्लोबल वर्ल्ड वॉज वेरी मच डिपेंडेंट ऑन द ट्रेड इन द डॉलर्स में ट्रेड करने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंसी हुआ करती थी. एंड दैट इज़ वाई द कंट्रीज आर नाउ चूजिंग वेरियस डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स. दे आर यूजिंग क्रॉस बॉर्डर पेमेंट सिस्टम. जस्ट लाइक दैट इंडिया एंड रशिया ने डील साइन किया था. इंडिया एंड रशिया ने 2 साल पहले डील साइन किया था कि दे वुड कंडक्ट देयर ट्रेड इन द लोकल करेंसी. The India would pay in the local currency of Russia and Russia would pay Indians in the Indian. डॉलर पे डिपेंडेंसी रिड्यूस कर दी गई थी एंड इसी का इफेक्ट है कि इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ सस्टेन्ड है एंड बहुत ज़्यादा इंडिया को यहाँ पे इफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा. आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. मैंने आपको जितना भी कुछ हुआ है 2-3 साल में सारा कुछ लिंक करके बता दिया है. आई होप आपको समझ में आ गया होगा। नेक्स्ट देखते हैं। नेक्स्ट इज लेट अस सी सम ऑफ द हिस्टोरिकल माइलस्टोन्स इन प्लानिंग। थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री देख लेते हैं एंड यहाँ से क्वेश्चन आता है, वन क्वेश्चन और टू क्वेश्चन आई एम 110% कन्फर्म कि ये यहाँ से आने वाले हैं। सो लेट अस सी दिस पार्ट नाउ। फर्स्ट अगर मैं बात करूं, सबसे पहला इवेंट और प्लान की मैं बात करूं तो 1934 में विश्वेश्वरा प्लान केम। व्हाट वाज द ऑब्जेक्टिव? नाउ दिस वाज द फर्स्ट सिस्टमैटिक 10-year प्लान टू प्रमोट द इंडस्ट्रियल ग्रोथ। दिस वाज द विश्वेश्वरा प्लान। नाउ द this Vishweshwara plan was mainly related to the industrial growth. 10-year plans था, 10-year plan था ये, and it emphasized on small and large enterprise coordination. Again 1934 में फिक्की ने प्रपोजल किया था. It is the Trade and Commerce Chamber. It is an industrial body in India that regulates the industries. Now the Indian industrialists recommended a comprehensive economic planning, and this FICCI proposal was initiated under the chairmanship of NR Sarkar. Okay. Now this is very much important. यहाँ से एक क्वेश्चन हिस्ट्री में तो आता ही आता है एंड इकोनॉमी के सेंस में भी दिस इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. 1938 में what happened was a national planning committee was formed. Now this national planning committee was initiated by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and it was chaired by Jawaharlal Nehru. So if the question is asked that national planning committee was formed by whom, तो आप आंसर करोगे it was formed by S.C. Bose and J.L. Nehru. ठीक है. And this National Planning Committee focused on national independence as a planning base. नेक्स्ट इज बॉम्बे प्लान. अब ये क्वेश्चन आप बोलोगे कि मैं क्यों करवा रहा हूँ. दिस इज अ यूपीएससी पीवाईक्यू. ठीक है, प्लानिंग इन इंडिया को पढ़ रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे. ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल्सो अंडर द ईपीएफओ का सिलेबस में भी है. सो बेसिक्स आपको जानना होगा. सिर्फ प्लानिंग कमीशन से हमने शुरू कर लिया और आज तक नीति आयोग तक बता दिया तो वो आधी अधूरी तैयारी करके कोई फायदा नहीं है. आपको पता चलना चाहिए हाउ दिस वाज डेवलप्ड. ठीक है, सबसे पहला प्लान विश्वेश्वरा प्लान आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. यस, दिस वाज फॉर 10-year प्लान ग्रोथ फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल ग्रोथ. फिर आया फिक्की प्रपोजल. अब फिक्की से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आ जाए कि व्हाट इज फिक्की, तो आपको पता होगा ना, इंडस्ट्रियल बॉडी है. फिर नेशनल प्लानिंग कमेटी, ये तो हिस्ट्री का ही क्वेश्चन है, ये तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके लिए. एंड बॉम्बे प्लान से तो ऑलरेडी यूपीएससी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है, तो ये सारा कुछ ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके. Now Bombay plan, it came in the year 1944. Now this suggested doubling the per capita income, double करना per capita income, 130% agriculture growth, 500% industrial growth over 15 years. अभी 10,000 crore at that time were proposed in this Bombay plan. But these this अगर मैं बात करूँ इस Bombay plan की, तो it was initiated by the industrialist. बट आप मुझे यहाँ पे टारगेट्स देख के बताओ कि क्या ये टारगेट अचीवेबल थे उस टाइम पे? नहीं थे. ठीक है, बट स्टिल ये 130% एग्रीकल्चरल ग्रोथ, कहने का मतलब है कि अभी अगर ₹1 एग्रीकल्चर कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है इन द इकोनॉमी, सो 15 ईयर्स के अंदर ₹130 कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा. इंडस्ट्री अगर ₹1 कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही है तो विद इन 15 ईयर्स इंडस्ट्री जो है 500 कंट्रीब्यूट करेगी. सो दिस वाज नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज इट वाज अ प्री इंडिपेंडेंस प्लान. ओके. नेक्स्ट 1945 में पीपल प्लान आया एंड दिस पीपल प्लान वाज अ 6-year प्लान बाय एम.एन. रॉय. इंपॉर्टेंट है. अब यहाँ क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है समझ में आ जाना चाहिए आपको. एम.एन. रॉय इनिशिएटेड दिस पीपल प्लान. सबसे पहले तो आपको यही ही जानना है. दिस इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, now this people plan of M.N. Roy, this focused on agriculture, consumer good and nationalization, and 15,000 crores outlay was proposed. This outlay is not important. This I have mentioned just for the sake of reference. ठीक है. Then 1950 में सर्वोदय प्लान आया. अब सर्वोदय प्लान was initiated by whom? So it was initiated by Gandhi. Now this advocated Gandhian decentralization and cottage industries because Gandhi believed that the country's root lied in the villages. Okay, and that is why an article in the DPSP or the Directive Principle of State Policy, make Article 40 was also included. That said the organization of village panchayats. Okay, so all of these were the Gandhian principle. So this Sarvodaya plan, this advocated Gandhian decentralization and cottage industry. It emphasized on the land reforms and participatory planning. And land reforms यहाँ से important हो जाता है because फर्स्ट अमेंडमेंट एक्ट जब आया 1951 में इंडिया में, तो यहाँ पे जमींदारी सिस्टम वॉज अबॉलिश्ड. ठीक है, दिस वॉज द लैंड रिफॉर्म ओनली. नेक्स्ट 1991 में हमारा एलपीजी रिफॉर्म्स आया. अब 1950 में प्लानिंग कमीशन वॉज फॉर्म्ड, उसको हम सेपरेटली अभी डील करेंगे. लेट अस नाउ सी, अभी जस्ट वी आर गेटिंग कि प्लानिंग कैसे कैसे इवॉल्व हुई है इंडिया में. ओके, नाउ यहाँ पे हमने 45 तक जो देखा, दीज वेयर द प्री प्लानिंग, प्री इंडिपेंडेंस प्लानिंग प्लान्स, एंड दिस 1950 के बाद दीज वेयर द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस प्लानिंग स्ट्रक्चर इन इंडिया. Then there came the very much unfortunate balance of payment crisis, जिसके बाद LPG reforms were undertaken. Now LPG reforms defined as liberalization, privatization, globalization, and it was initiated to integrate India globally. Liberalize क्या करना? Industrial licensing को. ठीक है. Privatization मतलब क्या? Private players को opportunity देना. और globalization क्या? मतलब कि इंडिया को लेके जाना towards exports and imports, so that India will buy the products from other countries and sell their product as well. And ये क्राइसिस आया क्यों था? बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट, इंडिया के जो फॉरेन एक्सचेंज थे, द फॉरेन एक्सचेंज ऑफ इंडिया वाज अबाउट टू डिप्लीट. बस 2 days के फॉरेन रिजर्व्स बचे थे. एंड IMF, दैट इज इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड, ने यही चीज़ बोली थी कि अगर आपने कोई रिफॉर्म इनिशिएट नहीं किया तो वी विल नॉट गिव यू द बेल आउट पैकेज. सो under the finance minister at that time was Manmohan Singh. He initiated this reform and the prime minister was Narasimha Rao. तो ये दोनों पॉइंट्स भी आपको पता होने चाहिए. It ended the license or permit raj in most of the sectors. So this was the LPG reforms. Okay, 1950 के बाद, as I have told you, planning commission was undertaking this planning activity in India. But in the year 2015, Niti Aayog was formed. It was formed on 1st January 2015 and the full form was National Institute for Transforming India. This replaced the planning commission with aim for cooperative federalism and bottom-up planning. Bottom-up planning means planning from below. क्योंकि बिलो से अगर हम प्लानिंग करके एंड देन टॉप मोस्ट लेवल पे आएंगे, देन दी गोल्स वुड बी अचीव. एंड व्हाट इज मेंट बाय कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म? नाउ इसका मतलब आपको पता होगा कि इंडिया में 2 tier स्ट्रक्चर है. अगर हम गवर्नमेंट की बात करें, द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट is at the central level and there are various state governments in various states. So an integration and cooperation between the central government and the state government is very much important, and this is what is the aim of the Niti Aayog. Okay, now Niti Aayog, it aims to cooperate. There should be a cooperative federalism, there should be cooperation between the center and the state. The focus was on policy think tank and coordination with the states. This was all about the Niti Aayog formation. Now let us see what are the different types of planning in India. There is a state and market relation. अगर मैं बात करूं स्टेट एंड मार्केट रिलेशन के बेसिस पे, देयर इज अ टाइप ऑफ सोशलिस्ट प्लानिंग. अब व्हाट इज सोशलिस्ट प्लानिंग? इट मींस दैट पब्लिक गुड्स पे ज़्यादा फोकस है. पब्लिक गुड्स, इट मींस दैट प्राइवेट सेक्टर यहाँ पे एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता, एंड बिकॉज प्राइवेट सेक्टर यहाँ पे एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता तो प्रॉफिट मोटिव नहीं होता. सोशलिस्ट एक्टिविटीज, सोशलिस्ट प्लानिंग में all of the activities planning that is undertaken is for the benefit of the people. ओके, इसके पहले अगर इकोनॉमी का बेसिक वाला चैप्टर नहीं देखा ना, अपने फर्स्ट चैप्टर नहीं देखा है, तो वो चैप्टर आप देख लेना, डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक मिल जाएगा उस चैप्टर का. बिकॉज ये टाइप्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी, सोशलिस्ट, मिक्स्ड, ये सारा कुछ मैंने फर्स्ट वीडियो में बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है. नेक्स्ट इज द इंडिकेटिव प्लानिंग. इज इट मीन्स द मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी. नाउ दिस इज अ इकोनॉमी इन विच socialism is also there and private sector is also there. Private sector is guided by profit, mainly operate private sector करता है. बट जब प्राइवेट सेक्टर बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों को परेशान करता है और द प्राइवेट सेक्टर इज एक्सट्रैक्टिंग टू मच मनी फ्रॉम द पीपल, देन देयर इज intervention by the government who undertakes the socialist activities and who undertakes the public welfare. So this is what is the mixed economy. Now प्रोसेस बेसिस पे देखा जाए तो सेंट्रलाइज्ड प्लानिंग होती है. सेंट्रलाइज्ड प्लानिंग का मतलब है, नाउ अभी हमने देखा, क्या देखा, नीति आयोग वॉज फॉर्म. अब नीति आयोग का टारगेट क्या था, बॉटम अप प्लानिंग, मतलब डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड प्लानिंग, मतलब लोअर लेवल. फॉर एग्जांपल कि नीति आयोग डील करेगा ग्राम पंचायत के लेवल पे, देन वहाँ पे डेवलपमेंट के बाद फिर आएगी स्टेट की बात, फिर आएगी कंट्री की बात. इट इज़ अ बॉटम अप अप्रोच, मतलब बेसिक से टॉप लेवल पे. सेंट्रलाइज्ड अप्रोच मतलब क्या, कि टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट, या मान लेते हैं सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने कोई प्लान बनाया और उसको इम्पोज कर दिया कि सारे स्टेट्स पे कि चलो भाई आप इसको फॉलो करो, जैसा होता था पहले प्लानिंग कमीशन में. ठीक है, द गोल्स वेयर सेट, 5 ईयर गोल्स वेयर सेट, एंड स्टेट्स को बोला जाता था कि आपको ये अचीव करना है. तो दिस वॉज अ सेंट्रलाइज्ड अप्रोच विच वॉज फॉलोड बाय द प्लानिंग कमीशन. Decentralized approach, this was undertaken by the Niti Aayog. Okay, decentralized मतलब it percolates to local level. Now result, अगर मैं बात करूँ रिजल्ट टाइप बेसिस पे, तो देयर इज अ स्ट्रक्चरल प्लानिंग. इट मीन्स चेंज इन द इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल स्ट्रक्चर, एंड फंक्शनल प्लानिंग इज देयर फॉर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग द ऑब्जेक्टिव. ठीक है, स्ट्रक्चरल में क्या होता है, इकोनॉमी, कौन किस टाइप की इकोनॉमी है, एंड सोसाइटी के क्या रूल्स रेगुलेशन है, एंड सोसाइटी कैसे ऑपरेट कर रही है, इन दोनों फैक्टर्स को कंसिडर करके प्लानिंग किया जाता है. बट व्हाट हैपेंस इन द फंक्शनल प्लानिंग इज ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आर डिटरमिन्ड, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स को डिटरमिन किया जाता है, एंड देन इसके लिए स्ट्रेटजी बनाई जाती है. The outer factors are not considered in the objective based planning or the functional planning. The objectives are made and then the strategy is made, and outer factors or the external factors are not considered. Duration based planning, so this is pretty much easy. Perspective planning होती है which is long term, 15 to 20 years की होती है. Rolling planning is continuous updates होता रहता है. Rolling plan was also initiated in India, ये हम देखेंगे आगे rolling plan क्या होता है. And then there is short term plan. Short term plan are the annual plan और 3 to 5 years का होता है ये. Perspective होता है long term 15 to 25 years, and then there is rolling plan. एरिया वाइज प्लानिंग की मैं बात करूं तो नेशनल लेवल पे प्लानिंग हो सकती है एंड रीजनल लेवल प्लानिंग हो सकती है. ये तो द वर्ड इज ऑल्सो द टर्म इज ऑल्सो एक्सप्लेनिंग. अब लेट अस टॉक अबाउट द प्लानिंग इंस्टीट्यूशंस इन इंडिया. नाउ प्लानिंग कमीशन, जिसके ऊपर ये पूरा चैप्टर फोकस्ड है, दिस वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन द मार्च 1950. द मेन रोल वाज टू फॉर्मुलेट एंड मॉनिटर द 5-year प्लान्स, एंड इट वाज अ पार्ट ऑफ कैबिनेट सेक्रेटेरिएट. नाउ यहाँ से एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन अराइज करता है कि इज प्लानिंग कमीशन अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी. तो आप आंसर करोगे नो, इट इज नॉट अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी. इज इट अ स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी, तो आप आंसर करोगे नो, इट इज नॉट अ स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी. अब स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी क्या होता है, एनी ऑफ द बॉडी दैट इज मेड बाय अ लॉ विच इज मेड इन पार्लियामेंट. लॉ इन पार्लियामेंट, किसी लॉ के ऊपर में कोई बॉडी अगर बनी है, इफ अ लॉ इज इम्प्लीमेंटेड इन पार्लियामेंट कि हाँ हम ये बॉडी बनाएंगे टू अचीव दिस ऑब्जेक्टिव, दैट इज नोन एज द स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी. ठीक है, सो प्लानिंग कमीशन इज नाइदर ए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी, नीदर इट इज नॉट इट इज अ स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी. सो व्हाट एक्चुअली इज प्लानिंग कमीशन? Planning Commission is passed by a resolution of the cabinet. ठीक है, it was passed by the resolution of cabinet. कैबिनेट ने एक रेजोल्यूशन से इसको पास करके बनाया था, बस आपको इतना ही जानना है. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द नेशनल डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल. दिस वाज फॉर्म्ड इन अगस्त 1952. नाउ प्लानिंग कमीशन तो 5-year प्लान्स बना दिए प्लानिंग कमीशन ने. अब इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन को कौन देखता था? इम्प्लीमेंटेशन को देखता था नेशनल डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल. इट वाज चेयर्ड बाय द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कंट्री. ओके, इट प्रोवाइडेड अ प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर सेंटर एंड स्टेट फॉर कोऑर्डिनेटेड पॉलिसी एंड रिसोर्स मोबिलाइजेशन. इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का काम होता था नेशनल डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल का. नेक्स्ट जो है हमारा नीति आयोग है. आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, जनवरी 2015 को इट वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड. It is a policy think tank promoting cooperative federalism and it replaced the planning commission. Now, अब नीति आयोग के important information आप देख लो. The chairperson of नीति आयोग is the prime minister. अभी recently PM Modi is the chairperson. Then there is vice chairperson. The vice chairperson is appointed by the PM and currently अभी मैं September 2025 की बात करूं तो सुमन के बेरी is currently the vice chairperson of नीति आयोग. Then there is governing council जिसमें all the chief minister and lieutenant governors are there. Regional council are there to address the regional issues. The CEO is appointed by PM and it heads the secretariat, and there are various experts and specialists also in this Niti Aayog. Now let us see this planning 5-year plans of India, key highlights, and this is the most important. ये वाले सेक्शन से आपके सबसे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. So let us now see the 5-year plans of India. Now let us see the 5-year plans of India, and we are going to discuss this in a little bit detail. Now talking about the first plan, as we know that 5-year plans were for the tenure of 5 years. So the first plan का जो period था, it was from 1951 to 1956, and this was based on the Harrod-Domar model, which focused on the agricultural activities. Now the target growth rate was estimated to be 2.1%, but the actual growth rate was higher than the targeted growth rate. Now, what were the features of this first 5-year plan? The feature was to set up the IITs and focus on the agricultural sector. Next, as first year plan, it ended in 1956. So 1956 to 61 for the next 5 year, second 5-year plan was implemented. Now, this was concentrated on the Mahalanobis model, in which the focus was on industry. The target growth rate was 4.5%, whereas the achieved growth rate was 4.27%. This particular second 5-year plan, it focused on heavy industries, that is steel plants, etc., and it also focused on the basic industries. Now the third 5-year plan, this was based on the agriculture and defense. 1961 से 66 तक इसका tenure था. Target rate was 5.6%, but the growth rate that was achieved was 2.4%. Now this failed due to wars, and inflation बहुत ज़्यादा इस टाइम पे बढ़ गई थी, because 1965 में there was war. ठीक है, India was involved in the war. That is why the targeted growth rate was not achieved. And अगर मैं आपको additional information बताऊं, so this was based on the Ashok Rudra model. Sorry, not Ashok Rudra, but Chakravarti model. Okay, fourth 5-year plan जो था ना, this was based on the Ashok Rudra model. Now, 1966 में this plan ended because of war and because of inflation peaked. Plan holiday, no plan was, no next 4-year plan was made. And this plan holiday continued from 1966 to 1969. These were the annual plans due to instability, so there was no target of the growth rate. So in this, devaluation of rupees and war impact were the prominent features. Now fourth 5-year plan, 1969 to 1974, the target was to achieve growth with stability. The target rate was 5.7%, but the achieved rate was only 3.3%. Now it was during this fourth 5-year plan that the green revolution was introduced and bank nationalization was made. So अगर आपसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं कि a green revolution and bank nationalization that happened in the year 1969, it was implemented, yeah, it came during which 5-year plan? So you would answer fourth 5-year plan. Next is our fifth plan. Now the tenure of the fifth plan was from 1974 to 1978. The target was poverty eradication and employment. Target rate was 4.4%, but the achieve rate was 4.83%. Now a 20-point program was initiated in this fifth 5-year plan, in which social welfare was very much concentrated on. Next is rolling plan came in the year 1978 to 1980. Now these were the flexible plans and the perspective plans were made. Flexible plan थे, no such target was no such defined target was made. जैसे बाकी सारे plans में ये target rate था ना, इस plan में कोई targeted rate नहीं यहाँ पे allocate किया था. target rates used to vary. Okay. Next is the sixth plan. Now the tenure was 1980 to 1985. The main focus was economic liberalization and technology. The target rate was 5.2%, whereas the achieved rate was 5.7%. Now the focus was on poverty reduction and technology. Next in line was the seventh plan. It was implemented from 1985 to 1990, in which the main focus was self-sufficiency and deployment, self-sufficiency in food grains, and industry को भी यहाँ पे somewhat it was targeted. Okay. Target rate was 5.0%, but the achieve rate was 6.01%. Seventh plan में private sector was very much prioritized. Next was the eighth plan, 1992 to 1997 का tenure था, and the main focus of this plan was human resource development. The target rate was 5.6%, whereas the achieved rate was 6.68%. Now, new economic policy was launched during this eighth plan, and also ध्यान में रखना कि LPG reforms were undertaken also. Next is the ninth plan from 1997 to 2002, and its main focus was social justice and rural development. And in addition to that, target rate was 6.5%, but the achieved rate was only 5.4%. So lesser target achievement was there in this plan. 10th plan की मैं बात करूं, so 2002 to 2007 इसका tenure था, and the main target was to double the per capita income. The target rate was 8.0%, but the achieved rate was 7.8% only. Now in this plan, focus on infrastructure and energy was made. 11th 5-year plan came from 2007 to 2012, and rapid and inclusive growth was the main target of this plan. Target rate was 8.1%, but the achieved rate was 7.9% only. Now this plan, it aimed to create jobs and expand the basic services. Last plan, जो कि 5-year plan था, that was the 12th plan. After this plan, नीति आयोग was formed. So यहाँ से भी एक क्वेश्चन आपको बनता है. They can ask this question that how many total 5-year plans were released by the government. So 12th plan was the last 5-year plan, and the tenure was 2012 to 2017. The target was faster, inclusive and sustainable growth. Target rate was 8.0%, whereas the achieved rate was 7.9%. This was the final 5-year plan before its discontinuation. Now, the discontinuation of the 5-year plan and the transition to the vision documents. On ये जो vision documents थे, these were prepared by the Niti Aayog. These vision documents were prepared by the Niti Aayog. The 5-year plan were discontinued after the 12th plan, that is from 2012 to 2017. Next is, due to the challenges of centralized planning and need for flexibility. So Niti Aayog was formed on January 1st, 2015, and it spearheaded the policy framing with a bottoms-up approach, emphasizing on cooperative federalism. This we have already discussed. Now, a 15-year vision document was prepared, that is from 2017 to 2032, which will guide the long-term development aligned with the 7-year National Development Agenda and the rolling 3-year action agendas focused on the poverty eradication and sustainable growth. Now the important point to know here is, एक important बात आपको यहाँ पे पता होनी चाहिए, that is कि 3 तरह के डॉक्यूमेंट दिस नीति आयोग रिलीज. एक तो 15 ईयर का डॉक्यूमेंट है, 15 ईयर विजन डॉक्यूमेंट इज द फर्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट. नेक्स्ट इज द 7 ईयर नेशनल डेवलपमेंट डॉक्यूमेंट, एंड द लास्ट वन इज द 3 ईयर एक्शन एजेंडा. सो 3 डॉक्यूमेंट नीति आयोग रिलीज करता है, 15 years, 7 years and 3 years. Okay. Let us see some of the static facts related to this chapter, and then straight away we will move to the MCQ questions of this chapter. Now, M. Vishveshwara, 1934, was the first person to introduce the planned economy. He published the Planned Economy for India, pioneering 10 years economic plan emphasizing on industrial expansion. Next in line, बॉम्बे प्लान 1944 में इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था. As I told you, this was introduced by the famous industrialist of that time. This was proposed by Tata, Birla, etc. And it aimed to double the income in 15 years with a 10,000 crores outlay. Okay. Then we know Planning Commission was formed in the year 1950. एंड प्लानिंग कमीशन ने टोटल 12 5 year प्लान्स को रिलीज किया. एंड आफ्टर दैट नीति आयोग वॉज फॉर्म्ड on January 1st 2015. Now this Niti Ayog, it replaced the Planning Commission for a consultative and federal approach, which can also be termed as the bottoms up approach. Okay. Next in line, Green Revolution की बात करते हैं. Green Revolution was launched during the fourth plan and it led to the food sufficiency. Economic liberalization, it began on 24th July 1991 and it opened the economy globally and it ended the license raj. Next is IIT were established. As I told you, first 5 year plan में establishment of IIT की बात की गई थी and 5 IITs were created post first plan to help build India's tech ecosystem. ठीक है. So here we are with the theoretical part. Let us now straight away move to the practice questions of this chapter and इसके बाद ये chapter हमारा finish हो जाएगा. So let's start the questions. Let's now start with the questions. Now the first question is, the main objective of the 12th 5 year plan was inclusive growth and poverty reduction. Now poverty reduction was talked about in the 5th and the 6th 5 year plan. So A cannot be the answer. Inclusive and sustainable growth. Sustainable and inclusive growth to reduce unemployment. And next is faster, sustainable and more inclusive growth. Now, inclusive and sustainable growth was the target of the 11th 5 year plan. On the contrary, the 12th 5 year plan focused on the faster, sustainable and more inclusive growth. So D is going to be the correct answer to this question. The 12th 5 year plan from 2012 to 2017 was launched with the objective of faster, sustainable and more inclusive growth. Now next is, which 5 year plan of India was based on the Mahalanobis model emphasizing the heavy industries? Now we have already seen the first 5 year plan, it focused on the Harrod-Domar model, and on the other hand the second 5 year plan focused on the Mahalanobis model. So it is the second 5 year plan. Now the second 5 year plan, it focused on rapid industrialization, especially heavy industries, guided by the Mahalanobis model for the industrial growth. The Planning Commission in India was replaced by which institution? So it was replaced by Niti Ayog. Niti Ayog was formed on the 1st of January 2015. So it was the Niti Ayog that replaced the Planning Commission in 2015 to foster the cooperative federalism and more flexible planning. Let's now see the next question. What was the primary focus of the first 5 year plan? Now we have already seen the first 5 year plan was launched from 1951 to 1956 and the main objective of it was agriculture and irrigation. Now heavy industries was concentrated in the second 5 year plan. Foreign trade liberalization, it was done in the 8th 5 year plan, in which the LPG reforms came. Okay, so D is going to be the B is going to be the correct answer to the third question. Now the first 5 year plan was largely aimed at increasing the food production and improving the irrigation facilities. Next in the line is, which 5 year plan emphasized on Garibi Hatao, eradicate poverty slogan? So right now I just told you, eradication of poverty or Garibi Hatao Andolan, this started in the 5th 5 year plan. Okay? So the 5th 5 year plan is the correct answer to this question. The 5th 5 year plan prioritized poverty removal and employment generation, and it is a famously, this Garibi Hatao is associated with the Indira Gandhi's slogan. Okay. Now next is, The Green Revolution in India, it was started during which 5-year plan? So again, this is an important question and this can be asked. So this Green Revolution, it started in the fourth 5-year plan. Okay? It started in the fourth plan. It saw the beginning of Green Revolution to increase the food grain production. And it was in the Green Revolution in which the high yielding variety, that is HYV seeds, were used for the first time, in which the Mexican variety of wheat was used to enhance the agricultural productivity in India. Question number 6. Which 5-year plan was interrupted due to wars and drought leading to annual plans? So it was the third plan that was interrupted due to war. The third plan, 1961 to 66, was disrupted by the 1962 Sino-India War, that is China and India War, and the 1965 Indo-Pak War, along with droughts leading to the 3 years of annual plan. So it was the third plan that was interrupted. Next is economic planning in India is based on which type of economy? So if you have watched the first lecture that I have taught, in which I have clearly mentioned about the basics of the economy, you will get to know that India is a type of mixed economy in which a capitalist as well as a socialist model, both of these are followed. Okay, so this is the capitalist and this is the mixed type of economic planning that is followed in India. India's planning is based on a mixed economy where both public and private sector coexist. Next is, who chaired the National Development Council? That is the NDC, the apex body for planning. So who actually chaired this NDC? So it is chaired by the Prime Minister of the country. So he is going to be the correct answer. No, this is a mistake. I'm sorry for this. The Prime Minister serves as the chairperson of the NDC. No. Next is, which plan launched the National Rural Employment Program, that is NREP? National Rural Employment Program, NREP, it was launched in the fifth 5-year plan. The NREP was started during the fifth plan to provide employment in the rural areas. Okay. Next, Harrod-Domar model was primarily associated with which plan? So this Harrod-Domar model, this is associated with the first 5-year plan. So the first plan focused on capital formation and was inspired by the Harrod-Domar growth model. Next is, which industrial policy was aligned with the second 5-year plan? And this is an important question. So this is the industrial policy resolution of 1956, which was aligned with the second 5-year plan. Now 1956 policy supported a socialistic pattern with focus on public sector and heavy industries. Next is, which 5-year plan emphasized social justice and self-sufficiency and introduced Jawahar Rozgar Yojana? This is again important. Which 5-year plan emphasized social justice and self-sufficiency? So it was the 7th plan, and the 7th plan was there which introduced this Jawahar Rozgar Yojana. 7th plan focused on self-sufficiency with social justice with employment programs in which this Jawahar Rozgar Yojana was implemented. Next is, the blue revolution related to fisheries was promoted in which plan? This is again an important question. So this blue revolution was a part of the 7th plan. The blue revolution, it was essentially related to the fisheries. Okay, and it was promoted during the 7th plan to 7th plan period to increase the fish production in India. Next is, how many 5-year plans were implemented by the government of India before the planning ended? So I've already told you this. A total of 12 5-year plans were implemented. Okay, a total of 12 5-year plans were implemented, and after that Niti Aayog was formed. Now, which plan was the first after economic liberalization in 1991? So this was the eighth plan. Okay, it was the eighth plan after which this economic liberalization of 1991 occurred. This eighth plan was implemented from 1992 to 1997, and it was the first post-liberalization plan focusing on the economic modernization. Which body was responsible for formulating the 5-year plans before the Niti Aayog? So, the responsibility was given to the Planning Commission. It was set up in 1950 and was responsible for planning formulation. Next question is, which year marked the official shift from 5-year plan to a more flexible planning approach by India? So, this is 2017. बट इट वाज अल्टीमेटली 2017 में जो लॉन्च हुआ, मतलब 2012 से 2017 तक द 12th 5-year प्लान वाज टू बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड, बट 2015 में ही दिस प्लानिंग कमीशन गॉट डिसॉल्व्ड एंड नीति आयोग वाज मेड. The Bombay plan was drafted by whom? So this Bombay plan was drafted by industrialists like J.R.D. Tata and G.D. Birla. It was a private sector initiative by leading industrialists aiming to improve the economic development, and for this the industrialists targeted to allocate 10,000 crore rupees in the year 1944 for the implementation of the Bombay Plan. Next is, which plan period saw bank nationalization in India? This is again important and ये question आ सकता है आपके एग्जाम में. So it was the fourth plan. ठीक है, it was the fourth plan in which major Indian banks were nationalized during the fourth plan. Next is, which plan emphasized human development and education along with rapid growth? So this was the 11th plan. The 11th plan focused on inclusive growth through better human development. The main objective of economic planning in India is reducing foreign trade? Absolutely not. Accelerating economic growth and reducing inequalities? बिल्कुल correct है. B हमारा correct answer है. Promoting capitalism is not the correct option. Centralizing all industries is also not the correct option. So main objective of planning is to accelerate the economic growth and reducing the inequalities. Next is, which 5-year plan was interrupted by the emergency period in India? This emergency period, it was implemented in the year, this emergency happened on the 25th June 1975. So it was the 5th plan that it was the 5th plan when this emergency was implemented. Next is, which plan was conceptualized based on the PC Mahalanobis model? It was the second plan, we have already seen, and it focused on the capital goods industry development, which focused on the basic as well as the heavy industries. Next is, which model was used as a basis for the first 5-year plan? This is the Harrod-Domar model, which focused on the agriculture. Now, the rolling plan was implemented during which period? This is again an important question. So this rolling plan was implemented from 1978 to 1980. Now, this rolling plan, it replaced the regular 5-year plan briefly, which focused on the short-term planning. Next is, what is the main difference between the Planning Commission and the Niti Aayog regarding funding allocation? So only Planning Commission had power to allocation of funds. Niti Aayog is just a consultative and advisory body that is there for the cooperative federalism. So नीति आयोग के पास कोई भी पावर नहीं है फंड्स को एलोकेट करने की, बट do know and do remember this point that the Planning Commission had the power to allocate the funds. अभी के टाइम पे who allocate these funds? अभी के टाइम पे the Finance Commission allocates the funds to the states. जो सेंटर के टैक्सेस होते हैं, डिवोल्यूशन ऑफ टैक्सेस, दैट इज मेड बाय दिस फाइनेंस कमीशन. नीति आयोग के पास कोई भी ऐसी पावर नहीं है. Next is, which year did the Niti Aayog officially replace the Planning Commission? This was in the year 2015. It replaced the Planning Commission in 2015. Who chairs the Governing Council of Niti Aayog? This I've already told you. This is the Prime Minister of India who chairs the Niti Aayog. So this is again important. The Prime Minister chairs the Niti Aayog and its Governing Council, which includes the state's Chief Minister. Next is, which of the following is a key initiative of Niti Aayog? Atal Innovation Mission, and this is important. Now this Niti Aayog focuses on innovation initiatives like Atal Innovation Mission. Okay? Planning Commission mainly focused on the 5-year plans, but this Atal Innovation Mission is an initiative of the Niti Aayog. How does the Niti Aayog differ from the Planning Commission in its planning approach? Both uses centralized top-down planning. It is incorrect. Niti Aayog, I have told you many times that this Niti Aayog uses the bottoms-up approach, not the centralized approach. Niti Aayog emphasizes on the bottom-up and cooperative federalism, which is absolutely correct. B हमारा correct answer है to this question. Next is, which is not true about the Niti Aayog? It can be converted into a statutory body by parliament. Absolutely correct. Still अभी जो नीति आयोग है, it is not a constitutional body, neither this is a statutory body. So नीति आयोग, जैसे मैंने प्लानिंग कमीशन के बारे में आपको बताया था कि this planning commission was formed by the resolution of the cabinet. Same thing applies with this नीति आयोग also. नीति आयोग has also been established by a resolution of the parliament. ठीक है, resolution of the cabinet, and anytime this parliament can convert this Niti Aayog into the statutory body. Okay. Now it allocates the development fund to states. It is absolutely correct, and it is the not correct statement. It has part-time members, ये तो सही है ही. Formulates long-term strategies, ये भी सही है. But it does not allocate the funds to state. The allotment of the funds is done by the Planning Commission, the Finance Commission, sorry. Compared to the Planning Aayog, Niti Aayog has fewer full-time members and emphasizes on the flexibility. Next is, which statement is correct regarding the formulation of the policies of Niti Aayog? So it formulates policies unilaterally without consultation. Next is, it consults extensively with the state government. Yes, B will be correct, because Niti Aayog concentrates on the cooperative federalism. So यहाँ पे cooperative federalism में क्या होता है कि all of the center and states are taken care of, and दोनों को कंसल्ट करके ही पॉलिसीज बनाई जा सकती हैं. So that is why B हमारा यहाँ पे करेक्ट आंसर होगा. नेक्स्ट इज, विच बॉडी डिड प्लानिंग कमीशन रिपोर्ट टू? मैंने आपको बताया the allocation and the implementation of the 5-year plans was done by the National Development Council, which was formed in the year 1952. So the Planning Commission reported to this National Development Council. Next is, the transition from Planning Commission to Niti Aayog was made to introduce more centralized planning schemes. Incorrect. Decentralization का aim था, not centralization. Reduce state participation, no. Participation जो थी states की उसको increase करना था, ना कि decrease. Next is, promote innovation, flexibility and cooperative federalism. Absolutely correct. C हमारा यहाँ पे correct answer है. So with this we are done with our third chapter, that is the planning in India. I hope कि आपको ये चैप्टर अच्छा लगा होगा एंड आपको ये चीज़ें समझ में आई होंगी. अगर आप वीडियो को यहाँ तक देख रहे हैं तो डू लाइक दिस वीडियो एंड कमेंट करके बताना आपको वीडियो कैसी लगी. So thank you for watching this video and keep studying.